finesse the source. I master the course, and I'm still alive, man. Jesus walks. Yes. What's good, people? Myself, man, like Rage, back with another video for you lot, back with another episode for you lot. You lot already know, man. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, support your boy. You gotta be in it to win it. Let's get it, baby. Okay, so Micheal Wood was meant to appear in court last month for his court date, and the court date got postponed. It got postponed to this month. Sorry, I don't know if you lot can hear that, but yeah, just man's been having technicals for the past few weeks, but man's just pushing through it. But yeah, the lights might have to go off in a bit because these lights are being charged up with something that, yeah. But anyways, yeah, he was meant to turn up to court last month. The court date got postponed to this month, to today, Friday the 5th of December. So Friday the 5th of December, yes, that was the day, and I was in attendance. And once I got to the court, because I was at the court, for those who don't know, probably trying to figure out, I was at the court, and when I got to the court, I found out that it had been postponed again. So what he was meant to turn up for, he was meant to turn up for his application for dismissal. They put in an application for dismissal, and for you that don't know what that means, I'm going to explain it to you now. When someone applies to a court for dismissal, they are formally requesting the judge to terminate or end a case without it going to full trial. So you don't know the accusations that was thrown onto Micheal Wood's name, and obviously when something like that happens, they have to take it serious, innit? So he had court dates booked in. He has to turn up to court. He's meant to be going for trial and all of these things. But clearly, his barrister feels that there's obviously grounds for them to stand, for them to put in a dismissal. They clearly have good reason for this. So obviously, once the case is heard, they're going to explain their reasons, I believe. So don't quote me, because I'm not too experienced with all of these things, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, but yeah, hopefully the barrister has some good information as to why it should be thrown out, and hopefully we can find out, you know, that his name is clear. Because obviously, as it stands right now, you're innocent. You're innocent until proven guilty, you know what I'm saying? Because none of us was there. None of us know the situation. None of us know the case. You know what I'm saying? And we can't just go around. There's the sound I was talking about. So I'm going to have to cut these lights out for now. But yeah, I still got this light. So none of us know exactly what happened, what was going on, and all of these things. And we can't just go around labeling people guilty and all of these things just when we hear one or two things, because as you lot saw previously in the past couple months, that people do make these allegations and lie totally and completely. They lie, you know, like there's no tomorrow. We saw the whole thing that happened with Victoria Everest. She was bitter and heartbroken, so she lied on the guy that she was seeing to just take him to the cleaners, to make him feel bad, whatever it is she was trying to do, which she explained in the video, I'm sure you lot have seen. And it's like, these things happen all the time in real life, you know what I'm saying? So when celebrities and people of influence within the scene are accused of certain things, we have to think to ourselves now, like, is it true or is it not true? Because people do these things for their own benefit, for clout, to try and, you know, make a name for themselves, to put themselves in the public eye and try to branch off into other things now that they've got that clout or wherever it is. And this is a thing that happens so often, and that's why it's important to be careful with what you're doing out there. Like, you have to take time. You can't just be around each and every single woman because you're famous and they know you've got money and all of these things, and they see your lifestyle, and sometimes in their heads they paint an image or a lifestyle with you involved, and they think that that's how it's gonna go. Because we know women plan ahead, innit? Women like to plan ahead, and they think of things and they picture how it would be if you lot was together and all of these things. Some of the time, not all of the time, some of the time. And when it don't go how they pictured it in their head. Some of them do turn very, very bitter. They envious, all of these things, and they think about how they can get back at you. You know what I'm saying? And they're not like gonna come and try to beat you up or attack you or whatever. Some might, but majority of the time it's not that. They're gonna think of a plan how they can get at you, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like logically, and how they can affect your life. You know what I'm saying? In a negative way. And these are the things that happen all the time with footballers. We see it all the time with footballers. You know what I'm saying? We see it. Footballers get accused, and then later on we find out that their names are cleared, and it was just like an accusation to try and get some money out of them. Because sometimes they say, you know what, we'll pay you to stop these false allegations. You know what I'm saying? And just leave us alone because we know what you're doing. And some of them take the money and keep it pushing. Actors as well get accused of these things. We find out sometimes. I'm not saying all the time this is a situation, but there's a high percentage of the time. There's a high percentage of times where we find out that it's false. Footballers, actors, you know what I'm saying? Micheal Woods, for this instance, an actor who's done so well for himself, you know what I'm saying? Rappers as well. It can happen to anyone, to be honest. It can happen to anyone. If you've got that type of status and they feel like they can get leverage off of you, you're a target. So you have to be extra careful. You have to have discernment. You have to pray to God to keep yourself safe, and you know what I'm saying, follow the rules of how it's meant to be. You're supposed to be a man. You're supposed to pick your wife, and just you stay with your wife and live right by your wife, live by your family, live right by your family, live right by yourselves, you understand, and not be out there dabbling in all of these different type of, because when these things do happen, it tarnishes your name. Even if it comes out that it's not true. Like, for instance, Noel Clarke had so many allegations against his name, and then we found out that it wasn't true and all of these things, and it was just to tarnish his name. But now he's got that stigma around his name, even though it's come out that it hasn't true, and it's like it's been difficult for him to get back into work. You know what I'm saying? He's made a few posts and all of these things about people cutting him off, his friends, papers making articles about him, painting him in a negative light, and these things happen, and it's not nice to experience, it's not nice to witness. Do you understand what I'm saying? So my point is, once you reach a certain level, be careful with how you move, who you're around, and the things you do, because once it happens to you, people are always gonna say, but he was arrested for this and that time, and maybe it might be true or whatever, or they'll just spread the rumors, or because people are just sometimes jealous and they just want to hate on you. And I'm talking about the scenarios where it's not true, because there's a lot of scenarios where it's not true. I'm not talking about the ones where it is true. Where it is true, justice needs to be served each and every single time. But when it's not true, that's what I'm talking about. You understand what I'm saying? And I feel like for all the times that we found out that it's not true, there needs to be punishment for the women who come forward making these false allegations, because there's no punishment for them. And the punishment that there is, if there is one, is not enough. That's why so many of them are not threatened to do it. For instance, murder. Everybody knows you can get life in jail for that. So there's probably people out there that have had that on their mind, but because they know of the consequences, it keeps them in line. Do you understand what I'm saying? And this is reality. And I feel like if the consequences was as terrible for false allegations, it would have a major impact on the amount of false allegations that get made. That's just my opinion. You lot tell me what you think. But yeah, the court date was adjourned today because the judge couldn't make it. The resident judge for the hearing today could not make the given date. So once again, it has been adjourned to a new date. The new date hasn't been given yet, but when it is given, I will obviously, keep you updated. But yeah, with that being said, myself, Rage, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Remember one thing only, God is the greatest. Oh yeah, and stay protected. Jesus walks, them man close the mouth when I speak. I got the keys, voice of the streets.